Hello. So right now I'm DoorDashing, and I know a lot of people, there's a lot of people that are thinking about DoorDashing, or, want some tips on how to DoorDash and what are some good things to know about doing it. So here's some tips and here's some tricks for you to help you, maximize the amount of money you make and the amount of time that you DoorDash. So let's get into it. So number one tip, you want to go on good days of weather, not like today. I'm actually in a horrible, it just sucks. It's rainy, it's cold. Obviously, since it's holiday season too, people are going to maybe be more inclined to tip more. So you do got to take that into account. Obviously, you might not want to, but if you have open time and you're not doing anything, might as well. I around holiday time, I make the most that I ever make DoorDashing. So that's tip number one. Go around times that you're going to make a lot of money. Don't go in the morning. I really don't ever go in the morning. Some people do. For me, it never really works, I usually go around 11 a.m. Or later. So if I'm going to do a day DoorDash, like lunchtime, I'm usually going from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 2:30ish. After that, it's kind of dull. I don't get many orders, especially from the 2:30 region to like 4:30. So if you want to go at nighttime, pretty much any time, or go for dinner, pretty much any time after 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I'd say. One of the biggest things I could say you need to do is make sure you have a charger in your car, and make sure you're able to listen to music you want to listen to, because that's one of the main things for me. If I go to school for music. I'm a musician. I go to school for guitar. But anyway, that obviously I love music, and so that is one of the main reasons I love DoorDashing. I just listen to music while I'm DoorDashing. It's a vibe. It's great. I love it. Without it, I wouldn't like DoorDashing as much. I'm going to be real with you. But so because I'm able to do that, there you go. Substitute things you like too. If you're more of a podcast person, put on a podcast in the background. I'd say like the third thing, I guess I didn't even really specify those two things. But number one was, just pick good times to DoorDash. Times being like actual dates, like around holidays, or times that are going to be pretty busy. And also just time that with what times you're DoorDashing in a day. So that's number one I was going to say. Number two was what I was just saying about, find something good to put on in the background, have some fun with it, make it more interesting. Number three, you have a mount. Get a little mount for your phone, because boom, I just plop it on, there you go, done. If you don't have a mount, it makes it 10 times harder, I'm telling you. Just get one. Number four, and this is the most important thing I think for me, is don't accept everything. If you accept everything, you're going to make pretty much nothing. It's not even going to be worth it, so don't even try then. A lot of people, I think, go into it thinking, my acceptance rate needs to be 100. I need to accept every order. That's not it at all. My acceptance rate is like 14% or something. Make sure you're accepting orders that are worth your time and worth the amount of miles you're going to be driving. You want at least $1.50 per mile, at least. I try to go for more than that, So, therefore, if there's an order that's 4 miles, you would probably at least want $6. I wouldn't even really take that, because I don't really try to go $6 or under. And that's just my thing. You'll know once you get used to it, you'll know what you want in each order. But I try to get at least like $6.50 in order. If I'm going 6 or under, it has to be really low mileage, like 2 miles, 1.5, maybe 2.5. And for another example, like just now, I just got an order. I think it was like $4.85 for like a mile. Yeah, it's a mile. It's only a mile, but I'm not going to do that, because I don't know, $4 just doesn't seem like a lot to me. Sure, there could be a bigger tip on it, and I could end up making more than that, but because it doesn't guarantee that, I'm not going to take it, If it said $5.50 for a mile, yeah, maybe I would do it. I think it was like a mile and a half, so that's also it's a little more than a mile. But so yeah, like just stuff like that. And honestly, another rule of thumb is I don't tend to go above like 7-8 miles, just because that's a long order, and you have to account for the fact that it's probably going to take you out of your zone, and because there's DoorDashing zones for people that don't know, and you might get taken out of that, and then now you have to drive back into your zone once you're done that order. So you have to account for that too. If it does stay within my whole DoorDash zone, and it's 7 miles and it's a lot of money, if it's like 14 or over, then maybe I would take it. 8 plus 9 plus miles, I don't usually go farther than that. I don't usually go more than that, unless it's a lot of money. Like for example, I just got a double order. So double orders are good to take if they're worth it. I guess that's kind of vague. Like you want everything to be worth it, but like, I think it said 5.5 miles for $8. And honestly, if it was a single order, I'd probably take that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. It depends. It depends if it's a slow or fast day. You'll know on days based on if it's slow or fast. But 5.5 for $8 for a double order, no. Because even if that's a dead split, that's $4 per order, and that means they're probably not tipping a lot, $1 or $2, or that means that one of them is a higher tipping than the other, and then the other one's not even being tipped, is not even tipping at all. Like if it's like one is $6 and one is $2, you know that $2 order, there's no tip on there. I don't deal with that. I get annoyed when people don't tip, so as you should. It's just commonplace. And so yeah, I don't take anything that's going to be anything lower. Seriously, anything lower than like $5, don't take it. And even if it's a double order, you want a double order to be worth it, you know, because you're stopping at two different places, you're stopping at two different houses or two different places. So yeah. And I'd say the last rule of thumb is know where you're picking up from and know where you're going. Know your areas, know where you want to drive, know how far you want to go. You want to make sure also that you just pay attention to the map and where you're delivering, because certain days you might not want to deliver to giant business buildings where you have to be hunting down like room numbers and all this, and sometimes apartments are harder to deliver than regular houses, and just like going in certain restaurants are harder than others, and just know what's busy and what's not busy, and like parking lots, and just know your surroundings with where you're going. So I would say those are the main rules of thumb when you're door dashing to keep in mind when you're doing it. And it'll come to you in no time, and you'll know what orders you want to take, and you'll know what you want to do. So yeah, use those to put that to use, I guess. I don't know how to phrase it. Have a good one.